Jared, as always, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Can I ask Jared something first?
Sure.
So, Jared, Doug, we just got done talking, and Doug's got this take from years and years and years ago that he's held on to, and I'm just curious if there's anything that you as a fan of sports has held on to, something like this. Doug refuses to accept that Dominique Wilkins of the Atlanta Hawks was actually a very good basketball player and deserving of the Hall of Fame, because in games that Doug watched, Dominique never showed up. Is there any athlete like that you have some awful take on some great sports legend that everyone accepts as a legend, and you're like, he wasn't that good?
I got kind of the opposite, actually, and I've had this for a long time, is that Tim Lincecum's a Hall of Famer.
Oh.
Growing up in the Bay Area, he won one or two Cy Youngs. He won Rookie of the Year, led the league in strikeouts. He won two World Series. But he's not talked about as a Hall of Famer, but I think he is.
I like you making the case for your guy. He's your guy.
Yeah.
All right, you're coming off this incredible win. I tried to narrow down the list to 45 questions I wanted to ask you. So I'm just going to give you the best ones. And my favorite answer, listening to you post game, was the 4th and 2. That your read was 1, 2, 3, 2. So when you guys came up short, can you take us through that play from? Are we going to go for it? What was the play call, and how you executed by going back to your second option on that play?
Yeah, it really, Sam is 1 or 2, and the running backs, they're kind of an alert, but really Sam's 1, I guess. And so I really went 1, 2, back to 1, and he's got himself open. He has a good feel, and on 4th down, there was no a chance for me to do anything other than make it work. So kind of just worked through the progression and sat in there. I thought that was, a particularly good one for the O-line, holding up and giving me plenty of time to kind of sit in there and find it. And Sam did a good job.
Did you have any doubt that you guys were going to go for it? I mean, you were in field goal range. It would have been a long field goal, but did it seem in the moment like you were thinking, let's go for this?
Yeah. When we called the 3rd down call, I was pretty certain we were going to go for it on the 4th, because the 3rd down was just not going to get to I think it was like 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 14 maybe, and 2nd and 14. No. So 3rd and 12, 3rd and 14, and when we called the play to St. Brown, I was like, all right, that probably means we're going to go for it after this, and so I knew kind of then.
Can you take us through what it was like for you on the sideline before you get the ball with 3:34, and then when you actually get into the huddle and you're ready to mount that drive? Can you talk us through what it's like for you on the sideline and in the huddle?
Yeah, felt pretty confident. We'd been moving the ball all day and kind of getting anything we wanted, and Ben was in a really good rhythm as well, calling it, and I felt great, felt in a really good rhythm. The O-line's protecting. We kind of knew we was just going to remain status quo and move the ball down the field.
Another play I want to talk about is the 4th and 5 draw play. Was that something that when that call comes in, was it something you had to do at the line of scrimmage to check into that? Was that the call? What was your thoughts? Because, I think it was Tony Romo who said nobody does that on 4th and 5, and not only you guys did it, it worked.
Yeah, it was a trap. It was a trap play, and we had it on a couple of plays there in the play call, and if we got the look for the trap, we were going to run it, and sure enough, we got the look. They gave it to us. And we ran it. Yeah, we trust our guys up front, and when we get the right look for certain types of runs like that, they typically work. And it may look like a risky decision, but the way that that play goes against that front, it really isn't if we execute like we know we can.
I think it also speaks to the confidence in the offensive line, who, by the way, pushed him across the first down line. Ragnow was down there. I think Sewell was down there, but that group was so good this weekend. Finally back and healthy.
Yeah, they were. They really were. And getting them to gel together and getting Graham back at right. He's been bouncing around a little bit. Getting him at right, getting Jonah back, and obviously our tackles and Frank have been as consistent as anybody across the league. So yeah, it's a great group, and I'm thankful to be behind them.
The touchdown to Jamison Williams was called back. Were you lobbying the officials on the bogus call, and how would you describe your relationship with the officials in general?
I got a good relationship with them. I try to keep it civil. I think that tends to help as the game goes on, and they take care of you at quarterback if you're respectful. But that was an interesting call. I get the call. I don't think Decker made enough contact with him to really throw the flag. But I understand the call and did not know quite that was I didn't know they could make that call in that scenario, but they did.
All right, another play call and another play that was very successful, you guys. 31-31. It's 3rd and 1, and you guys line up heavy set and throw it to Brock Wright. Take us through that play from beginning to end.
Yeah, again, it's just a run, kill, pass, and got the look we wanted for the pass. It was zero coverage, so no safeties back there, and had that play kind of rigged up all week. And Brock did a good job skinnying through there and made a great catch and finished it off. It was a perfect look for what we wanted. Worked out exactly how we thought it would.
How tough was that throw? Because it felt like that looked like one you kind of had to feather and have real touch on it.
Yeah, it's a little bit in betweener. Sure, a feather is a good word. What you have to do there, and but it was one we practiced, and I felt pretty confident about it heading in.
We got an inkling on Friday that there was going to be a large Lions fan contingent at the game. I said beforehand, there's so many transplanted Michiganders and Detroiters that live in the LA area or in Vegas or in Phoenix that can just drive in there. But there were a lot of people that flew in as well. Talk about the experience of once again having the fan base travel. But was this the most you've ever seen it?
Yeah, that's the most I've ever been a part of as an away team. And to be honest, I don't say this. I don't say this tongue in cheek. I don't know if it was louder for us or them on 3rd down. And it was at least even. And it's just a testament to our fans and how loyal they are and how excited they are. And we love it. It's pretty special to see. And then you get the Charger powder blue and the Honolulu blue are, pretty close in color. So you can't quite tell who's got more. But it felt about even at the very least for us, and those guys brought some juice for us too.
Do you kind of wish you had an extra day there so you could have the whole team and maybe bring fans back to the nice pad you have out there in Los Angeles?
No, I don't wish I could do that, but it would be nice to get an extra day with my friends and family maybe. But the fans, I'll just see them at the games and enjoy my home to myself.
So, Jared, we don't have experience with what we're going through here, which is having a team that's looking very much like a Super Bowl contender. You have experience. You've been on one of these teams. You've led a team to the Super Bowl. Is there a similar feeling right now with this Lions team in 2023 as there was with your Rams team that you took to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's so hard to compare. It's such different teams and different players and different ways that we're winning. But I think what you do feel that is a little bit similar is the belief in each other and the belief that you're going to win, that you're walking into every single game believing you're going to win and believing in each other to make those plays throughout the game and specifically late in the 4th quarter making those plays that matter. And that was something we had in LA certainly that one year. But it does feel that way, yeah, that we can make those plays in the 4th quarter when they matter and that we can match up with anybody.
Now that you're past the halfway point in the season, is it fair and appropriate at this time for you guys to actually talk about the end of the season goals and playoff seeding, or is that still kind of off limits?
I guess, that's a kind of nuanced. Yeah, we'll talk about, where, what we want to win the division and, what that means for us. And then, once you get the division, you're able to talk about playoff seeding. But yeah, we got some work to do in order to get that division. They got some teams playing well. And, it's we'll talk about it, but I don't think we're focused on it by any means.
What has happened with Jahmyr Gibbs the last couple of weeks? He's really started to blossom. Is it just typical rookie stuff, or why is he really taken what appears to be a big step forward?
Yeah, he's just been working really hard, and it just finally is starting to click for him. And I think it's just like any other rookie and any other spot around the league, and happens every single year where these guys they're learning, they're young, they're figuring things out, and people don't have any patience anymore, unfortunately. But it's starting to click for him these last few weeks, and I think you can tell he's seeing things very clearly and has a great feel for our O-line right now, and has a great feel for these holes. And obviously his speed is pretty special, but yeah, he's getting a really, really good feel for what we're trying to do, and is helping us a lot.
Second time in just a few weeks that you guys are going to be working on a very short turnaround. I think it was 3 games in 11 days or something like that. and then you'll get some time off after Thanksgiving. Is it really actually a good time to do this because you just had a bye week recently, so it's not as taxing, or is it still just as taxing mentally and physically?
Yeah, it's a good point. With the bye week, it does help get a little bit of rest right before it. This is certainly not an easy thing for us to do, or Green Bay, and you can argue it's even harder for them. They got to travel to us, but yeah, it's tough, and so they'll deal with it too whenever that game comes in 10 days or so from now. But yeah, getting the bye week last week has been helpful, and I mean, I can say for me personally, and this speaks to the O-line again, I didn't get sacked against the Raiders. I didn't get sacked this past week, so 3 weeks in a row for me without getting sacked is a pretty good feeling, and gets you freshened up.
Final thing, what's your early read on this Bears team that you will face this weekend?
Yeah, they're much improved from last year, much improved, and playing well on defense. I think they got some good players over there, some really good players, and will be a challenge for us. And obviously, Adam Sweat is a really good player as well, and it'll be a challenge. It'll be fun.
There he is, the president of the Tim Lincecum fan club, Detroit
right.
Lions quarterback Jared Goff. Hey, we'll talk next week.
All right, guys. Thank you.
There he is, Jared Goff, Lions quarterback. You're on 97.1, The Ticket.